All right, let's get your perspective on what this visit means for both countries and the world. I'm joined by Mr. Terrell Yu Jones. He's former China correspondent who's now teaching at the Claremont McKenna College in California. He's joining us live from California at the moment. Terrell Jones, thanks very much for speaking with us at WION. I want to start, before going into the specifics of this crucial visit, I just want to understand from you how you see this visit and who you think has the upper hand in this. Do you think America needs this visit more to China right now, or do you think Xi Jinping needs America more?
Hello, good afternoon. I do think that Donald Trump needs China and Beijing's assistance more than Xi Jinping and China need Trump and the United States. China has much more leverage right now over issues that are very important to the Trump administration, such as trade in rare earth metals and in potential influence over Iran in the ongoing Iran conflict. Donald Trump's leverage is not that great at this point. China is not that concerned with tariffs at this point. Exports surged last year. It has weathered the trade wars, the tariff wars, fairly well, and is much less dependent on bilateral trade than the United States is. Where China needs Donald Trump is primarily in the issue of Taiwan. China would like for the U.S. to scale down, if not completely end, sales of military equipment to Taiwan, presence of U.S. military forces in the area, and some kind of verbal commitment, perhaps, that the United States will not come to Taiwan's aid in the case of an invasion by Taiwan. And so I think that Donald Trump has more to gain from this and is looking for more results than China is. The results will be in a lot of pageantry and perhaps in some of the announcements that your correspondent just mentioned.
Terrell Jones, while the Iran conflict and Taiwan issue remain a central point in these talks, one of the most important sectors would perhaps be the artificial intelligence sector, considering the fact that there's a list of tech giant CEOs who are accompanying Donald Trump on this visit. How do you see this? Because this is an interesting race that both countries are fighting. They're fighting against each other, but for a lot of things, whether it's chips, semiconductors, or other components, they are interdependent on each other, so that intertwining of both still remains while they battle it out in this very key sector, which is set to dominate the world next.
It's interesting to note that Jensen Huang, who is one of the most prominent CEOs accompanying President Trump on this visit, was not on the original guest list and was only added at the last minute. He had to fly to Anchorage, Alaska in order to join the delegation. And yet he was one of the first people, along with Elon Musk, who stepped off the plane with Donald Trump. And of course, Jensen Huang and Elon Musk represent two of the greatest forces in artificial intelligence today, which is a crucial technology that's going to only grow beyond our current imaginations in the years to come. And so the fact that Donald Trump was initially pretty hardline on not allowing NVIDIA chips to be sold to China, banning them at first, but then allowing them, and then allowing an even higher level of chip to be sold is revealing. And it does show that I think Donald Trump realizes that the United States can't be isolationist and go it alone in artificial intelligence technology. At the same time, many of his advisors and executives back in the United States say, don't go too fast, don't give away too much, because China is really progressing by leaps and bounds, and we don't want to, the United States does not want to fall behind in this technology arms race.
It's also interesting how the NVIDIA CEO said ahead of these talks in an interview that he's not going to accompany President Trump because he doesn't want to have, quote, loser mentality and give leverage to China in the AI race. But here he is accompanying the president on this visit. But apart from this, Terrell Jones, these are two countries that are they're wanting to redefine the world order, redefine the new world order in which they are the central point. While America sees this as a unipolar world where they are the ones who are controlling the entire world, China, in this part of the world sees that this should be more of a multipolar order. How do you see that moving forward? Because that is something that has been, as the central fight among these two countries for a very long time. And now, of course, it's reached its crescendo with China now being in a stronger position.
Well, China seems to want to be more of a master in its own hemisphere and in its own region, and not have the U.S. Seventh Fleet and other military components out in the Western Pacific. Donald Trump seems possibly okay with that. He doesn't seem to be that eager to claim that the U.S. will help Taiwan as President Joe Biden did. He's been very much wrapped up in issues in the Middle East, whether it's the Gaza conflict or now Iran, but other things that he has been so vocal and kind of a lightning rod for: Canada, Greenland, Panama. These are not in China's hemisphere, and so it seems as though Donald Trump would be more willing to let there be a bipolar division of the world. Russia is also, of course, in there somewhere, but not to be necessarily the world hegemon and global policeman that it has in the past. And I think that Beijing senses this and is particularly sensitive to how this might affect the issue of Taiwan.
So we'll have to see how this really pans out and how it moves forward. I'll leave it there. Thank you very much, Terrell Hugh Jones, for joining us and sharing your perspective.
Thank you.